She was a little angel.
It started with the slimmest of clues, an account of a 4-year-old who died during Hurricane Frederic 40 years ago this week. That child was the only person to die in Alabama from the storm, and we wanted to tell that story 4 decades later. But we didn't have a name or even a certainty about the victim's gender. An Associated Press story the day after the storm referred to the death of a 4-year-old boy in Grand Bay. A Press Register story a couple days later said it was a 4-year-old girl. So we headed to the library to comb through old news clippings and finally got the name. It was indeed a girl, Eula Bosarge. But how could we fill in the details this long after the storm? There have been no in-depth news accounts of how Eula died, but our sleuthing took us to Ancestry.com, a genealogy website used by millions of people to uncover the life stories of their ancestors. We learned that Eula was buried at Oddfellows Cemetery in Beulah Battery, the final resting place of many folks with the Bosarge surname. But most importantly, Ancestry.com gave us the names of Eula's parents. From there, a research database turned up a bunch of leads, and some old-fashioned door-knocking led us to Lawrence Bosarge, a retired commercial fisherman who was the little girl's father.
She would have been 44 years old.
The 71-year-old Coden man, who was not with his daughter the night that ferocious hurricane came ashore, choked up recounting what happened.
I found out the next day, but it devastated me.
A young Mobile woman who was on a boat in the intercoastal waterway when Frederic hit drowned in Escambia County. Hers was the only death in Florida directly linked to the storm. In Mobile County, a Pritchard man died of a heart attack after his roof collapsed, and several others died in the aftermath. But Eula Bosarge was Alabama's only fatality from the storm itself, and you can see her whole story in Part 2 of our Hurricane Frederic special, Thursday at 5:30 p.m. From Mobile, Brendan Kirby, Fox 10 News.